can also have some of these options of players to go up against one another, and there's spreads involved. Some pretty fun and potentially profitable markets out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if you take a look at this one, I mean, I think that the one with Mahomes and Hurts is pretty interesting, right? So Mahomes is a 45.5-yard favorite over Jalen Hurts. It's juiced to minus 115 on both sides, so you will have to bet $115 to win 100 on this one. But if you look at just what the props are out there for both of these guys, just total passing yards in the game, Mahomes is actually like 50 yards more than where Hurts is right now. So there's at least a little bit of a discount just from the raw projection from the number that you can bet just over under. And then further, you can kind of dig into a little bit more of where do you think this game goes? Where do you think the game script goes? Where do you also think the game plan is heading into this? And so for me, I really do like the Mahomes a lot at minus 45.5 over Hurts because, one, I think I have the Eagles winning the game. Two, I have Jalen Hurts and the Eagles coming out with a little bit more run-heavy game plan to start it, at least anyway, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, at least any way to start it. Now, if they get behind, that'll have to change, but I'm assuming that it's not going to. And I also expect it to play fairly close. And as we were talking about with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, this is one of those teams that likes to pass on early downs, and they prefer to, and it's kind of an extension of the run game a lot of times too, close to the line of scrimmage type things, but still passing yards and counts as passing yards for Patrick Mahomes. And so it's high percentage throws to go along with the fact that they're more prone to throw on early downs. And so again, like you're getting at least a little bit of a discount from if you're just using the raw numbers here. And then if you want to talk about like my projections as well, I have it about like, again, I have Hurts at like 233 and I have Mahomes at like 285. So I see a little like tiniest bit of value in this as well, but that's also in a game script neutral situation. If this were to get out of hand for the Eagles, and that's another way that you can bet this. You know, there's so many different ways that you can bet your convictions in this. And if this were to get out of hand, if you think the Eagles are going to roll this team, like you're the biggest Eagles backer there is on the face of the planet, and you think this Chiefs team is a joke, well, then you're betting Mahomes all day on this because that means Hurts and them are not throwing the ball very much at all in the second half because they're just trying to protect a lead, whereas Mahomes and them are having to throw every single down in order to play catch up. So there's, again, you'd be making a bet on Mahomes while also rooting against him in the grand scheme of things, but it's still a correlated bet.
So then that's probably a similar thought process in the passing touchdowns head-to-head with Jalen Hurts as well, especially when you take into account that Jalen Hurts of the two is going to be the more mobile guy, the more opportunity to get into the end zone with his legs, which could split a little bit of that number. Only minus 110 for Mahomes to have one more passing touchdown. And I mean, Mahomes this year, all season long, his prop has been set at 2.5, whereas other quarterbacks, we see it always at 1.5. So I think that's just another kind of, I guess, edge a little bit you see here. All he needs is one more.
Absolutely. And the other thing we talked about this team in general is all season long, what we saw with this team is that they will throw the ball from a very short distance, right? I mean, like they can be at the 1 yard line, at the 2 yard line, and they will still throw the ball. Because it's just they work up these little gadget plays and these little trick plays and do all these different little things. And again, these little shovel passes count as passes, right? They're not runs. And they do it on purpose because if the guy drops it, it's an incomplete pass as opposed to a fumble. And so Andy Reid is and Travis Kelce's the master of all this. Mahomes and Kelce are the master of this. And so I really do like that one a lot, actually, in favor of Patrick Mahomes.
Before you place your next bet, visit VSiN.com for all the latest data and powerful betting tools. Start with our live odds, team comparisons, and previews for every game on the schedule. Then dive deeper with live tracking of betting trends and line movements. And don't miss our unique tools, including odds comparisons from sportsbooks across the country, prop bet search engine, and custom parlay calculator. Everything you need to increase your betting knowledge and confidence is at your fingertips. Visit VSiN.com today.